Superman Returns movie review. So, I don't know if you remember this, but when this movie came out in 2006, there was just so much chatter on the internet about it, and kind of in print media. Everyone was talking about, is Superman interesting? Is it good that he's back? All this kind of stuff. I got into a debate with two friends about this, kind of the week before I saw the movie. And they were of the opinion that Superman is just outdated. He was kind of too powerful for his own good. So there's kind of no interesting stories that can be told about him. He's also kind of, the whole Boy Scout thing, right? He's kind of too perfect and everything like that. Maybe this is swimming against the tide a little bit. I like to think Superman still has some interesting stories left in him. I'm also somewhat fascinated by the longevity of Superman. I mean, think about when the first Superman comics came out. It was all the way back in the 1930s, right? Think of how many icons have come and gone since then. I mean, Dick Tracy, the Lone Ranger, Tarzan, like how many other characters from that long ago are still popular nowadays? Not that many. So to the extent that Superman has kind of stayed so popular for all these years, I think it's not an exaggeration to say at this point he's an icon. Like, he's an American legend in kind of the same status as like Paul Bunyan or Davy Crockett. I know Davy Crockett is real, but he's also legendary. So I think there are some interesting things that can be done. And I think the challenge is reinventing him for every new generation. Just like the challenge of reinventing any American icon or any character that old. But it can be done. There are various things they've done in the comic books, like create villains that are equal to Superman, like Doomsday or Lobo or Brainiac. You could focus more on the subplots, like in that TV show Lois and Clark, and make it more of a drama. Point being, I think it can be done. Superman Returns, though, was awful. Kevin Spacey, I like Kevin Spacey. He was really good as Lex Luthor. But there was absolutely no plot to speak of. The ending was so melodramatic, so drawn out, and had so much pretentious symbolism in it. And pretentiousness is the kiss of death for any comic book adaptation. You can be fun, but you don't want to be pretentious. Now, and way too much of this movie was just Superman flying around or posing against a backdrop with the dramatic music playing again. When they made this movie, they were counting way too much on nostalgia. I mean, yes, everyone is glad to see Superman back on the screen again. But give us a story. You can't just milk nostalgia, or you can't just milk the nostalgic music for the whole 90 minutes and call that a movie.